Welcome everybody back to Boosted Motion, guys. And today, voice may not sound the best because your boy Boost had a little bit of a cold. But in this video, I want to talk to you guys about, did you know you could do an all-wheel drive swap on your C63? Guys, hit that intro.
Welcome everybody back to Boosted Motion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you.
Car's filthy. My car is dirty. Look at that. Dirt. Mud. Let's go. Yep. Anyway, guys, let's talk. Let's flip this camera around. So welcome everybody back to the channel. First thing, shout out to all my Boosted Motion family. I know you guys already hit that like button. Thank you, and I appreciate you guys so much. And if you're new to the Boosted Motion channel, watch the channel. I talk about other automotive content. I am an owner of a Mercedes C63, but also I used to own a couple of Infinitis and Nissan, so I'm really deep in the Nissan Infiniti gang. But you know, as I grow, I learn more, and I want to branch out and give good content. Anyway, guys, let's go. Let's jump into it. So first thing, shout out to God Motors. That's the company I'm talking about here. GAD Motors. This is a automotive company from overseas in performance and modifying cars. And primarily, they really are deep into the Mercedes gang. Now, for a lot of people who grew up in my early teens and 20s, we used to look like looking at drag time videos. And we used to see these crazy type of swaps where like people are putting like the V10s in like a 3 Series. It's insane what I used to see, right? Well, nonetheless, this stuff is still going on. So, being an owner of a Mercedes C63, the top thing that I always sat there and said is, man, I really like this car. But this motor is also in a GLC, all-wheel drive, GLE, and almost all the other AMG vehicles that Mercedes makes. But the first car it was in was technically the C63. And even I believe the CEO at the time had an all-wheel drive C63 W205. But nonetheless, they kept it with the rear-wheel drive lifestyle, because at that time in 2014, 2015, these cars still weren't putting all-wheel drive systems. Nonetheless, moving forward, boom. Almost all the top AMGs are all-wheel drive, no more rear drive life, and also you can put the cars in drift mode XYZ. Boom. So a lot of owners like me are like, yo, they really love the C63, but the one downfall about it, and I said it in all my videos countless times, is I really wish this car had an all-wheel drive system. Because it's a good drivetrain, motor transmission, really do like the Mercedes car. It is a C-Class, but it is the lighter of all the other vehicles. So God Motors, shout out to Sleek. I put up his proper Instagram, but it's at Sleek. And he has a Mercedes C63 coupe. He has the facelift, right, with the 9-speed automatic. Well, guess what? With God Motors' help, he got it freaking done. Yes, guys, he got it done. So I did get in contact with God Motors because I contacted Sleek. He told me to contact God Motors because he can only divulge so much information. This company is pretty much overseas, and they pretty much make these cars gods. That's it. Like, they seem like they're really deep into the Mercedes gang, pretty deep. Nonetheless, I told them straight up, I just want to do an all-wheel drive swap. They said it's definitely possible on the 7G W205, the one I have. But it is a bit easier to do it on the 9-speed facelift, the 9-speed automatic. So they sent out some information to a company in the U.S. It's in Miami Gardens. I don't remember the shop's name right now, but they're also the ones that they actually collaborate with them, and they know a lot of information. And Max from that company ended up contacting me because, well, back and forth, I wanted to know some more information. Cool. Long story short, it took a couple of weeks because they were going through some stuff with the shop, and there was a hurricane and everything like that. And I got back to me with some more information because God Motors, you know, they had to contact each other and see if it could actually be done. So God Motors stated that, all right, cool, we can send him a crate. we'll send him a crate that will have all the components, every nook, cranny, every nut and bolt, so that this can be done. But it will come at a cost. So a lot of these parts are pretty much simple, because shout out to Mercedes gang. Pretty much when they first came out with this car, they came out with an all-wheel drive version, not for like the masses. It was like a test bed car, and it was actually an all-wheel drive M177. But at the end of it, they ended up saying, no, let's not make it all-wheel drive. Let's not make it all-wheel drive. Let's just stick with the rear-wheel drive. Remember, this is 2015. Remember, think about the F80, M3, rear-wheel drive. So they were always competing with each other. I think they should have just went ahead and made it all-wheel drive, because you ended up winning a GLC and a couple other vehicles too. Anyways, nonetheless, that's what they were doing, and so bear with me, guys. That's what they ended up choosing to do for those specific cars. And sorry, bear with me. I'm actually still driving and everything like that. So what they ended up doing was, they ended up doing it with that. They had an all-wheel drive C63, and they ended up making it, just kept keeping it rear-wheel drive. So Sleek decided to go the next route, and what he ended up doing for his build is he actually just swapped the drivetrain from the E63, even an E63 motor, into the W205 chassis, the coupe chassis, and a couple of other parts which I can't really name on video, and I wasn't going to divulge a lot of information, because if you're the creator of this and you're not done, of course you want to be able to make your money from it. So the crate would have came with all the components needed for the swap, and I would have, but here's a bad part. From the biggest and most expensive part was, they were going to send me a 7G transmission. I already have a transmission, 7-speed GT, 7G transmission, but guess what? I guess you will still need, of course, you'll need your transfer case and a couple other components. So they were stating that, yeah, we'll send you a transmission that we built, because if we sell something, we need to stand behind it. And I get it. So they want to send me like a built transmission. I don't want a built transmission. I don't need a built transmission. The 7G transmission is pretty freaking strong already, but they want to make their own money on top of it. So all in all, the price, but it came to about $35,000 for just the parts and the built transmission. I don't want a built transmission. I just want to do an all-wheel drive swap. If I do an all-wheel drive swap, I might just do pure turbos and keep it on 93. I can mess with E, but the 7G takes a lot of torque. It's a pretty good transmission. Just need a transmission too. So that left with me with saying, no, I'm not doing this. If you guys that don't already know, this car literally was $38.99. Like, I got the cheapest E63 W205 in the nation 2 years ago. I bought it in 2020, right? And well, 2020, so early 2021, I bought it for pretty cheap, because people weren't buying these cars, and outside still wasn't open. So it is what it is. So bringing that, collapsing everything down now. Boost, are you going to think about doing an all-wheel drive swap? I really was considering this. I was really actually doing research in the background to find out if it's definitely possible and if this is something worthwhile, because this powertrain is simply amazing. It could definitely take. It's just that the E63 drivetrain is just too heavy. That vehicle is just too heavy. But looking at a $38,000 for the car, then another $35,000 in parts. Then you got to pay for installation. I might have to have the shop in Miami do it, not my own shop, a shop that I'm friends with, All Out Motorworks. That's more money on top of that. Then tuning, just let alone, that just sounds like $50,000 in things I'm buying cash just to get everything working. And even then, I'm still not thinking about E85, upgraded turbos, just anything that may come up. And I'm just like, no, that's all in all. I'm almost into this $90,000 when I could just go get a 2018 E63 for about $65,000-$75,000, throw some pure turbos on there and run on 93, and yeah, and just I would have to make a hell of a lot more power to what this car would have made in this chassis to do like pure thousands on E, because these cars, the E63 could definitely make 900 to 1,000 little stock motor and stock trans. See what I'm saying? On E. So I would have to make it up on all the extra power just to see what this car would have done on like pure turbos and a 7G transmission. So nonetheless, it's more cost efficient just to get an E63 and do it with that car, period, than to try to do it on this car. It just doesn't pay. Now, no disrespect to Sleek or God Motors, once again, you know, whatever, they work with each other. It's an overseas company. They did what they got to do. But for over here, it just doesn't make any sense. For me personally, I would love to do it. I'm still going to contact the owner of All Out Motor Works, and I'm going to let them know, like, hey, listen, this was done by this shop. I know mechanically, I was definitely studying to be an engineer. I had that engineer type of mindset. I know this stuff can be done. Like, physically, it could actually be done on the car. But the biggest issue that I have here isn't even tuning so much of the car. Like, I know some good tuners already that I've been following for over a decade in the Mercedes platform. So it's not even the tuning of the motor. It's just, how is the transmission tuned? What companies can I work with that can actually do the transmission tuning and get all that stuff working? I don't know the moving components, and I don't mean the physical components. I'm talking about the components of how this traction control system will work, how it will adapt, how it pick up. I just don't know. And it's not like an Infiniti Q50 Q60 where you can actually do an all-wheel drive swap on a Q50 Q60 G37 if you want, because it's pretty easy. Just swap over the TCM. It was already done. So in my mind, I'm just thinking, oh, damn, I would have to possibly go get like a GLC's TCM, because it'll just automatically know what to do. And then on top of that, of course, the uppers, the upper and lower control arms, drive axles, subframe, and a couple of other things that would have to come into play if I wanted to do the all-wheel drive swap. And I just hear the complexity of it, and there's just not enough information for me to take on that task. And as much as I like this car a lot, I can't say I love it. I like this car a lot, but I'm a YouTuber, man. I got to get a killer. And this car would be a killer if it was an all-wheel drive swap. A killer. But I just don't have the time and investment knowing that I could just get an E63 and spend 10 to 15,000 and make like 1,000 wheel. Like, spend 10, 15,000 compared to like 40 to 50,000. Nah. Also, let me add this other part too. This car is already replaced. The W206 is coming out for 2023. A hybrid 4-cylinder banger hybrid. Like, it's already, this car is already out of date. The E63 came out in 2018 and it just did its facelift in 2021. So nonetheless, I would rather do something like that with that car, even though it's not as relevant as the C-Class version. It's just that I think that age-old wise, like, do I like Mercedes? Yes, I really do like this car. Once again, I really like this car a lot. But to take on that task is just not something that I'm willing to do. And I know some of you guys say, Boost, you're just being cheap, you know. But the complexity of getting that built and working with a company from overseas that I really can't speak to too often. Yes, they have English translators and everything like that, or whatever, like, and then also working with another shop. It's too much pots in the pot, like too much hands in the bucket or in the pot or whatever it is. And it's like, all right, I won't know an actual deadline for everything, which was told to me. The deadline would take 3 to 4 weeks to get done. When I hear that, I think I just double the time, because that's how it is with parts, labor, and everything that might be back order. So the car might be down for 2 months, but I know at the end of the day it will be working, you know. But will it or will it not? I don't know. I would need to see it actually done or ready for me to take on that task, and I'm just not willing to do it. Yeah, easy. But outside of that, guys, that was just a video letting you guys know, hey, listen, yo, Booz was trying to do an all-wheel drive swap, and I was doing a lot of information in the back to try to figure it out, because I wanted to do something different, something that I know would have been a killer. This car, all-wheel drive, 4,000-pound car, 39 to 4,000-pound car, easy. It would have been making an excessive amount of power. You could definitely probably sit with G80s and everything. This guy just went right through the stop sign, huh? This is what we do, huh? And there's a taxi cab too. But outside of that, guys, let me just tap out. Thank you for tapping with your boy Boost. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update, slight vlog. You know, I'm in the car. People tell me Boost need to get outside. I'm outside right now. I'm about to go pick up some stuff. You know the deal. But outside of that, you could add me at boostinmotion on IG and Facebook, and my email is at boostinmotion@gmail.com. Otherwise than that, guys, I appreciate you guys. You have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you everybody for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also on top of that, if you want to purchase some Boost in Motion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you.